Hey guys, this is the last discussion video I'll be doing tonight. I've done two already. I've been trying to catch up on those, about a week I went without doing a video, and it kind of feels anti-productive and I don't like it. If you're wondering why I haven't really, like when I started this, why I wasn't rockers, groupies, and everything in between, it's because this video is going to be a little hard for me. I'm kind of a sensitive guy when it comes to certain things, and this is one of those things. Just recently, a lot of my friends that I had that aren't musicians have left the general area that I've been in for a long time. In fact, every member I was in a band with except for one, that's my good buddy Freon, who I'm probably going to try and go see within the next week or so, is gone from this state, almost. I wanted to do a video with these two guys, and their names are Justin Kenyon and Injut Sovis, I'm sorry. I was in a band with both of them at one time or another, and I did a lot of work with the guys. They just recently moved to Kentucky, and I haven't heard from them for a while. The main idea of this video is playing alone versus playing with friends. As humans, we are naturally social people. You know, even the most antisocial, which I am somewhat guilty of being, do need people in their lives to talk to. And with musicians, that's no exception. I mean, when you start out as a guitarist, we'll say, boom, this works for other musicians too, but I'm using a guitarist for an example because that's what I am, primarily. You're a guitarist. You've been playing for about, say, 6 months. Okay, you've gotten your footing. You know you have feet, and you're starting to crawl. And you can play a couple songs straight. You can play a fair amount of songs straight through, no problem. Sure, most of them are simple. A couple of them a little more advanced. But you got them down. It's boring. I'm gonna say that. For a while, a guitar can be, and I'm sure this applies to other musicians, can be somewhat boring when you don't have anyone to play with. I played for about a year or so before I really got into a band. 2 years. Justin Kenyon, who I mentioned earlier, he was my best friend in high school. One of my best friends. Him and Ray Clark were my first two best friends in high school. And, I was in a band with both of them, too. My first band was a band called, actually it was called Backlash. And it was me, Justin, me on lead guitar and lead vocals, Justin on bass originally, Matthew Black, I believe his name was, on rhythm guitar, and Sarah Hall on drums. We had a girl drummer. That was probably one of the coolest things for me. And me and Justin are both huge fans of Scott Pilgrim. So we wanted to call it Kim. I think a couple times I actually did. But when you start playing in a band, you're gonna realize a couple things. It's a lot better. It's a lot more fun. And you're going to realize where your skill level is compared to them. I've played with people where their skill level is way higher than where I'm at even right now. And I've played with people who they're not as high as I am. And that's fine. You know, people learn differently and learn at different paces. But I still have fun with all of them. You know, I've jammed with people who I can play 3 chords and that's it. Well, that's fine. I can work with that. And then I've jammed with people who I'm the guy playing 3 chords. And that's fine too. But it is hard to be by yourself as a musician. Even after you've been in a band. I've been in about 13 or so different bands. And right now, I really don't have too many people to jam with. Because 2 of my friends, well actually 3, another one, his name is Scott Peru. Well, it's Daniel Scott Peru, but if you call him Daniel, he'll punch you in the face. Just call him Scott. Well, now it's Private Scott Peru. He joined the reserves for the Marines, and I'm very proud of him. He was like my big brother. He was the drummer for a couple of my bands, the ones that actually did do stuff, like play a lot of shows. Me, him, and Injit were all in a band together for about almost 10 months. And we had studio time. We played a lot of different shows, small open mics to festivals. I've done 2 festivals, 2 or 3 festivals actually. 2 of them were, all 3 were with Scott. 1 was with Scott and Injit. And it is very lonely right now as a musician for me, because I am literally playing with backtracks on the computer and anything I can think out of my head, which that doesn't necessarily bother me, but it does get lonely. I do miss playing with other musicians. And most musicians will say the same exact thing. I don't think I've met a single musician in my life who prefers to play by himself only. There might be people like that out there. And if you are someone like that, good for you. That's who you are, and that's cool. But that's not me. That's not a lot of musicians. Think about it. Think about your favorite band right now. If every member of that band preferred playing by themselves, that band wouldn't exist. And that's a weird thing to think about. And I can't... Like right now, like I said, I've been playing with just backtracks and other songs, stuff like that. It kind of bugs me that I can't play with someone right now. And when you're a musician and you go for a long period of time without jamming with someone, it kind of bugs you, because you get a little sense of you're not really moving forward, because when you work with other musicians, you get connected to them. Not in a creepy sense, but you just kind of like, when you jam, it fits, and you all go in a certain way that this guy's going to play a note, you're going to play a corresponding chord without even thinking about it. If you dig pretty deep on an older channel that I was in a band, if you dig deep on the channel Beautiful, well, it's the Broken Hearts 1000, or the Beautiful Broken Hearts 1000, look that up. If you dig deep into that channel, you'll see some of where I started, kind of a thing. That was the band that, one of the bands that I did the most with. That was the band I was with, Injit and Scott. And that band played a fair amount of shows. And you'll see what I mean. There's actually a video called, my old band nickname, and that was Erebos, which is a Latin term. Anyway, me and Scott, it's called Erebos and Scott work on a song or something like that. And it just goes together. Like, we play it, and we're not even thinking. We're not planning out what we're saying or doing. Or we're not planning out, okay, I'm going to play this chord, you're going to play this corresponding to it. No, it just flowed out. Most of our music, and any band I've been in, flowed out. It's very hard for me to write lyrics when I'm forcing it to. As, like I said, in my writer's block video, you have to let it flow out. And it's harder to do that when you're not with other people, because you don't have ideas to bounce off. You're running on your own ideas. And that'll get you somewhere, but it won't get you out there. Your ideas won't form as if they would if you had someone to bounce the idea off of. I'd like to say how I said this was a sensitive subject, and that is because my friends that I spent the most time with and worked the most with, the majority of them are gone. They're out doing their own thing. And look up a band called No Tomorrow. Look it up on YouTube and Facebook. That is Injit and Justin's band. And they're working on their music pretty diligently from what I've heard recently, from just talking to them. They're still getting used to their new place, but they got some good stuff. Their cover of Radioactive by Imagine Dragon is really good. I like it. So look them up. If you just like, oh, I don't know what I want to listen to, kind of a thing. Also, I did this earlier. I forgot I had this. I have this, it's called a Fandalism account, and it's a musician's, it's like the musician equivalent to Facebook. You can post videos of yourself playing music there, and, there's a lot of good musicians on there. I've heard some really good stuff. And I just updated that profile, I made it like 2 years ago and I forgot about it till just recently. So I just added that. That is going to be where I might not even, there might be some videos that are on there that won't be on my YouTube channel. So definitely look that up. If you like want to hear more from me, or if you want to like, if anyone is in the state of Michigan, in the Shiawassee County, or any close surrounding counties, I may be moving to Detroit in the next few months, like 3 or 4. And if you're in Detroit and you watch my videos and you like what you hear, I know I don't have a lot for my actual music, but I'm going to put more on. As soon as I can, as soon as I get settled, I'm going to form a new band, or join a new band. I'm not going to say the name yet, because I'm not 100% sure if it's patented. But it's going to be kind of like, I don't want to say Nirvana meets Pink Floyd, but if it's kind of like Pink Floyd, Nirvana, and this is other end of the spectrum, Axe Wound, kind of mixed together, just little tidbits of inspiration I get from all three of those bands. I'd like to form something like that. So if you like bands that are similar to those, or those bands, and you want to jam sometime, let me know on Facebook or something, or I think you can actually message me through YouTube. So you can do that. and I'll definitely look you up. I'd love to just meet people and jam. That's a thing that I love to do, that all musicians love to do. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.